Happy New Year, and thanks for joining us here tonight for this bonus match of BCW action, kicking off 2023 with a true David versus Goliath story here. We have Victor Payne versus Pedro Loco. We have Victor Payne, the biggest, the strongest, and the heaviest competitor on the roster, taking on Pedro Loco, the smallest, the youngest, and the fastest.
He stands a towering 6 feet, 9 inches tall, and weighing in at 375 pounds. He is a freestyle wrestler who comes to us from Berlin, Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Victor Payne. Ladies and gentlemen, the luchador Pedro Loco.
And Pedro Loco making his way to the ring here tonight. He's going to need to use his speed, he's going to need to use his agility and his lucha moves if he has any hope of taking on Victor Payne, who was, as we just seen, the 4th ranked wrestler here in BCW for 2022. And here we go, the bell has rung, the match is underway, the first match of 2023 here in BCW, and Victor Payne just obliterates Pedro Loco with that huge clothesline, and then just goozles him right by the Adam's apple, throws him right to the mat. This is a true David and Goliath battle, about 200 pounds or so. Pedro Loco is given up to Victor Payne, and probably about a good foot of height. Victor Payne just smashing his head right into the top turnbuckle. Pedro Loco has got to come out hard and fast. He's got to make up a lot of ground real quick at the beginning of this match if he has any hope to win. And right there, grabbing the arm of Victor Payne and using those lucha moves. Using that momentum, using that speed, using gravity and the ring to his advantage, I think is what the strategy needs to be for Pedro Loco. But Victor Payne, they say you can't teach that when you have size and power. 6'9", 375. Just ran and walked into Pedro Loco, and Pedro Loco just went flying. And just a bunch of huge shots on the outside. Oh, and right there, and Pedro Loco tried to just get around Victor Payne to get back in the ring. I think he realized the outside was not the place for him, and couldn't even get around Victor Payne. Victor Payne is a mountain of a man. He is the biggest, the tallest, and the heaviest on the BCW roster. And again, really using the ring to his advantage, just smashing his head again. Pedro Loco's head again into the top turnbuckle. Shoots the half, only a 1 though. Oh, and right back up. And right back down. You do not need any technique when you're that size. It's if you want your opponent down, he just has to run into him, and the size and momentum takes care of the rest. But when you're working with a 200-pound weight advantage over your competitor, that's one of the luxuries that you have as a huge mammoth of a man. But Pedro Loco doing the smart maneuver, going after the limbs, especially on a big man, going after the knee and the ankle. Hopefully you can twist something or dislocate something. Even just cause a Charlie horse or knot up that Achilles tendon. And a huge sling blade. And that's what he's got to do. Hard and fast, quick maneuvers. Use the ropes, use the ring. And a huge bulldog. A little stratisfaction there. Victor Payne just does the double leg, knocks him down. And Pedro Loco starting to slow, getting very slow to the ropes. and needing the ropes to help himself up, can't even get up under his own power. And again to the turnbuckles. That is now 30 hits to the top turnbuckle. Pedro Loco's head must be screaming. He must be getting quite the headache, having his neck and his head jarred. Possibly even starting to get a hematoma when you're getting your head hit that many times. And a shot over the top rope, and this is what Pedro Loco has to do. Pedro Loco has to take advantage of this scenario right here, right now. He's got to fight with urgency, because Victor Payne has landed some big moves and some big shots. And Victor Payne is a runaway freight train. Once he gets the momentum, once he gets going, there's not much that can stop him. And speaking of not being able to stop him, Victor Payne, of course, is looking for that Cobra Clutch submission hold. It has a 100% success rate here in 2022. And in 2023, he's looking to do the same, but a big kick there from Pedro Loco. Goes for the pin. But only gets a 1, not enough damage. Pedro Loco is behind the 8 ball in terms of damage accumulation in this match. He's been taking a lot of damage, but he hasn't been given it. A beautiful judo throw there from Victor Payne. I was mentioning that Victor Payne is going to want to use his submission, but Pedro Loco is going to want to use that inverted Phoenix Splash. Use all his momentum and as much of his size as he can, but speaking of size, that big boot to the face, and again, Pedro Loco using the ropes to help himself up. Victor Payne is just all over him. Is he going to smash his head in the turnbuckle again? Go for 40. No, opts to destroy his shoulder, throwing him right into that steel pole. But Pedro Loco shrugs it off. He knows he's got to fight through the pain. But gets a big, huge boot. And look at the size of the boot compared to the size of the head of Pedro Loco. I don't know what size boot that is, but it is massive. And his whole thigh, almost his calf too, just enveloping the whole head of Pedro Loco. 2 count there, but when you're Pedro Loco trying to kick out, that's 375 you're trying to throw off of your chest. That is a Herculean task for sure. Oh, but it looks like Pedro Loco's going to the top rope. He's really far out, but he's going for that inverted Phoenix Splash. Oh, and no water in the pool. Pedro Loco goes up high and gets thrown down right there. Looked like he was going for a Rana. Missing that inverted Phoenix Splash, I think, did a lot of damage. And Victor Payne is looking to seal the deal here with that Cobra Clutch. Ring the bell, referee. This has got to be it, and it is. No one has got out of that submission hold. Once he has put it in, it has been 100% success rate.
Here is your winner by submission, Victor Payne.
And congratulations to Victor Payne, advancing to 6-0 here in BCW. Picks up the first win of 2023 and moves up the rankings. But what's this? He's coming back. And he just stomps him out. I think Pedro Loco gave him a little bit more trouble than he thought, so he's just stomping him out.